So you are on the market searching for a cheap electric scooter, maybe even your first electric scooter, but you don't want to spend a lot of money. You don't want something that is heavy. You want something light, but it can go fast, up to 35 kilometers per hour. Also with a good build construction and even waterproofing. I have here the new INMOTION Air Pro. What is my thoughts about this one? When I review already the INMOTION S1, what is my thoughts just out of the box about the INMOTION Air Pro when I've been riding, for example, with the king of commuting and lightweight, the eWheels GT. If you want to know everything about it, stay tuned until the end of the video. Hi everyone, Marcus here from madpack, and if you love ECs, PVs and everything that have a E of electricity, this is the place for you. And today we are going to do the unboxing of another INMOTION product, but we are going to do the unboxing of the INMOTION Air Pro and what is my thoughts about this product. But if you follow me for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of INMOTION. So like we were saying during the intro, this is a cheap electric scooter. So I don't know really the price, the final price, but if you think that the S1, that is the best scooter from INMOTION, costs 700 and this is just an entry level, I believe that this one should be around 400, 500, I'm not sure. It's been closed for a few days and I can't wait to have a look. When we talk about size, and I have plenty of these ones at home, you can see that is basically the size of my hand, and this one, it's 2.5 amps. Something that I'm used to. INMOTION never sends big chargers because they like that their batteries is charged slowly, so also you have more cycles with those batteries. But when we are taking this one, and it's very easy to just take everything apart. You even have like a manual, so on the top it shows you how you should open this box. It's very easy to just take everything away from it. And in here, we are going to find the handles. They are maybe it's that they are exactly the same that you'll find on the S1. They are quite thick. I like it and I didn't like it on the S1. If you have small hands, maybe you'll not like that sensation. So for my wife, it was a little bit thick. But here on the bottom, you can see it's saying which one is the right and which one is the left. So definitely cool. And I really like the fact that they do that. So if you never had one, you know how to mount everything. But this one is really a starting one. And it's so light compared to the other brother, the S1F or S1 if you want. We are going to have the user manual that I never have a look, but by the way, something also that I really like about INMOTION is that you have everything in English. As you can see, you have images. Even if you don't talk English, you can follow them. So something that I like. You have here your stand, and let's just put this together. So something that I like, so if you never had a scooter in your life, it's very simple to assemble, and already something that I like it a lot on the S1, and I like even more on this one, is that you don't have almost any screws. I like the branding saying here INMOTION on the side. I don't know if you guys can see on the video, but the deck is much smaller than the one that you have on the INMOTION S1. Also on the back you are going to find your Allen key, so you will be able to put everything in place. So the Allen key will be basically to tight your brakings. You can see the amount of work that you have to assemble your scooter, so it's very simple compared to any scooter that I have reviewed on the channel. And that's it. And just showing you the plastic that is on the top, and you have like a QR code just to access to the app. And when we talk about the app, I have already talked that about INMOTION in previous videos. I think for electric unicycles is the best app. For scooters until today is also for me the best. And when we talk about the deck, it's so much smaller than the deck that you have on the INMOTION S1. If you want something that is much more narrower, that is easier just to put, for example, on the train, definitely this scooter is much better than that one. I don't know if you guys can see there, but I like the fact that you have rubber here until the top, so you can put your feet in here. Also, another thing that I like is the fact that you don't have your charging ports in here. In many scooters, many times you have the charging port where you put your feet, and that is definitely something that I don't like. When we look here on the back, you are going to find your mudguard. It's quite long, but unfortunately INMOTION is doing the same design that they've done with the Inmotion S1 that is not covering these sides. I believe it will be much better if it was covered, so in that way you will not have more dirt coming up directly to the one that is riding. But the rubber is the same quality that you'll find on the Inmotion S1. And sorry if I'm talking so many times about the Inmotion S1, but it's obviously the older brother, and I really like that scooter. When we talk about the tires, you are going to find here 10-inch tires, but this one you don't have to inflate, so it's all rubber, so no worries about having a flat tire on the back. On the front, just to increase your comfort, you are going to find a pneumatic tire, obviously also the same dimensions, 10-inch tires. All the bottom of this scooter, it's not plastic, it's full metal, so if you are concerned to damage the bottom of your electric scooter, no problem at all. This part is plastic, but is good quality, as I'm expecting to see in any products from Inmotion. Looking to the sides of the tires, you are going to find here some reflectives, and also you have on the back, I believe, and I'm almost sure, yeah, you don't have any of the LEDs that I simply love it on the Inmotion S1, but you are going to have here on the back, you are going to have the possibility to have your light. And let's just turn on, and we'll talk about the screen in a second, but let's just see if I brake, and definitely you can see there is a light there. It could be a little bit brighter in my opinion, but is what it is. And another thing that is also cool is if you have a license, you'll be able also to put your license here, so definitely a plus. When we talk about this handle, is the same that you'll find on the S1. It's very narrow, so don't expect that it's quite wide, but for a commuter I think is the best, and is not as tall as the other one. When we talk about screws, you have basically 1-2 screws, and you have other 2 screws just for this locking mechanism. You can see that it closes in place, so small details that I like it. And if you try to close it, and by the way, when we talk about this closing mechanism, you need to press on this button to be able to open it. Okay, so different system than you find on the S1, but it works in the same way, and like you can see, is already put it in place. And when you try to lift it up, you are going to find here 17.7 kilos, so very similar to the weight that you'll find on the eWheels GT. If I'm not wrong, the eWheels GT was 14 kilos, but in build construction, I feel that this one is even better. By the way, you have another screw also here on the bottom. So if you count the number of screws, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. Another thing that I have to say that is better on this one than on the S1, and obviously this is not a comparison to the Inmotion S1, but it's normal. But I prefer so much more the bell on this one. It feels much more premium than the one that you'll find on the Inmotion S1. The accelerating and braking is the same quality, and that is one of the things that I normally complain so much about scooters, is that they normally feel very cheap, is what happens, for example, with the eWheels GT. When we talk about the controls, I really like it, the response of it, but I really felt that they could have put better plastic there. I really felt it was cheap. When we talk about the deck, it's okay for me, and I feel that I'm comfortable riding with it. And when we talk about the charging port, that's something that I really like on this one. This door, it closes automatically, so no problem at all just to open it, just to put it to charge. And these new charging ports, they are waterproof also, something that I really like. When we talk about the screen, it's similar to the one that you had before. The button feels a little bit plasticky, something that I don't like so much. It's very easy just to turn on and turn off the light, so just one press and it turns on. We are going just to check how is the light, but it seems quite bright. And if you press 2 times, you are going to change the mode, so from eco to D and to speed. Normally I never change, and I'm always in speed mode. But the plastic is okay, this one on the top, but I would like that the feeling of this button was slightly different, but this is me just being completely picky. When we talk about light, obviously we have lights outside and everything, but this light, I don't know if you guys can see, I feel that is brighter than the light that we had with the Inmotion S1. So I'll have to check it out. Definitely the shape is completely different. I believe that you guys can see there that it looks like a rectangular. So let's talk a little bit more about the specs before we go into the app and what we can do with this scooter. So what you are going to find here is motors of 750 watt hours, and the battery that you have here will allow you supposedly to do 48 kilometers of range. Obviously it depends on the weight, how fast you go, and the terrain that you are riding, if it's flat or if you are going up the hill, what is the temperatures outside. So there is a lot of things that can reduce the amount of kilometers that you can do. I doubt that you'll be able to reach those values. So when we talk about the battery here, it's just a battery of 438 watt hours, so don't expect a massive amount of range. Definitely not close to what you are able to do with the Inmotion S1. But we don't stay here. When we talk about this one, you are going to have a smart BMS. And this smart BMS will give you overcharge protection, over temperature protection, over discharge protection, over current protection, over voltage protection, and also short circuit protection. And in these days that we have fires happening in our houses with PEVs, whatever, if it's a scooter, if it's an electric unicycle, an electric skateboard, I really like to have a smart BMS on this scooter. And like I said, this is just an entry-level scooter. When we talk about the brakes, something that we are used to see in PEVs is to have dual brakes. So you have the manual one, and also your motor will also help you to brake. So when we talk about the waterproof, that's something very important for me because I live in the UK, and maybe it's also for you. And we are talking about the IPX5 in all the electric scooter. But when we talk about the battery, IP67. So the batteries are fully waterproof. Another thing that I didn't talk about it, that I really like on this one, even more than on the Inmotion S1, no wires. If you see, it's impossible that you see a wire on this scooter. There is no wires visible, okay? I can feel here going on the inside behind this tire, okay? That's something that I'm really impressed with this one. Also, another thing is, this one you can carry up to 120 kilos. So even if you are a little bit fat like me, or even more, you don't have any problems to go on this electric scooter. When we talk about the deck, also important to say is that this deck is basically 17 centimeters wide. So I think you have plenty of space to put your feet. If you also want to know a little bit about the length of this electric scooter, is 1.2 meters, because like I said, if you go on a train, that is quite relevant because you don't want to take too much space. But not everything is perfect on this scooter. So the main disappointment that I have with this one is not having suspension. So I'll have to test it out and see how it goes. Because even, for example, when we talk about the Inmotion V12, so if you don't have seen that one, is an electric unicycle that I simply love it. You don't have suspension, but Inmotion managed to make it very stable even if you get some bump. So I'll be very curious to see what they managed to do with this scooter even without suspension, and that will be on the full review. So when we talk about Inmotion app, one of the things that I really like is how fast it's to connect. And obviously I have already connected to my phone. When you go on your phone, the scooter is not called Air Pro, at least at this point, because like I said, this is just the promotion of this scooter on the market, so it's not even available to purchase when I'm filming, so I believe that maybe this will change. When you go on the app, it connects super fast, so 1, 2, 3, I'm going to press it, and you have already connected, so definitely a plus. Another thing that you can do is through the phone, if you look to the wall, you'll be able to turn on and turn off your light. You'll be able to even turn off your scooter. So if I press here, it just disconnected. So now it's searching for a scooter or other devices, but is not finding it. So I had to connect it once again manually, and now if I search, it's there and is now connected. So definitely something that I like. Also, you can lock your vehicle. Obviously, for that, you need to register this vehicle on your name, otherwise you'll not be able to do it. So one thing that I just want to share with you guys, I'm not sure if it's focusing or not, but you have here the diagnose. So when you do that, it's going to check if everything is all right with your scooter. And another thing that I really like about this is if you do a long press here, it's hard to do it, you are going to be able to connect directly to InMotion. So InMotion will be able to connect to your scooter and check what is the problem, or if there is a new software or something that they can do remotely to help you to repair your scooter. So definitely something that I really like about InMotion, and they help me quite a lot of times with it. And you have here also another mode. As you can see, it's blinking, and also on the back is blinking. So if you are just walking with your scooter next to you and you want to be a little bit more visible, you have this mode, something that I really like also to be available. You have the locking mechanism here, like I was saying, but only if you are the owner. You have the automatic cruise. I'll have to check it to see how it goes. I didn't really like it on the S1 because sometimes it was accelerating when I didn't want it, so have that in mind. And you have the 0-speed start, so straight away you don't have to just give a kick. I don't like that, otherwise if you press for mistake you can hit someone or you can hit a wall. So definitely I don't feel that is the best. Another thing that many scooters or many PEVs don't have is the possibility to change between kilometers and miles. So definitely something that I really like. And you can do even vehicle calibration, so you can calibrate your brakes and you can also calibrate your throttle, so definitely a plus. Also you have software updates, so definitely something that I really like. So if they think that they can unlock the scooter to go even faster, like they've done for example with the Inmotion S1, making the S1F going from 35 to 40 kilometers, they will do it and you'll be able to go even faster with this one. But at this point that I'm recording is 35 kilometers, don't expect more. This is just speculation that I'm putting out. But since we are in speculation, I'm going to try to connect to Darkness Bot, because I know that here I was able to unlock even my electric unicycles to go even faster. So let's just see if it's possible to connect. But it said it is connected. No, it doesn't connect. So definitely you can't go on Darkness Bot to do it. I really want it because Darkness Bot is quite cool. But as you can see, it doesn't go forward, so it doesn't fill up all the bar. So no, you can't connect your scooter to Darkness Bot. But yeah, this is my thoughts about the INMOTION Air Pro as a cheap solution if you are searching for a commuter e-scooter and something that is quite light for an electric scooter. So let me know what is your thoughts about this one. Let me know also what you want me to cover, if you would like to see a comparison of this one with my Inmotion S1. Also, I'll be able to do that video if it's something that you are interested in. My name is Marco, this is madpack. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment below, smash the thumbs up, do whatever you want, but always with a smile on your face. And I hope to see you in the next one.